All right. Hello, everyone. I'm a day late to the party, but we got the Nielsen audiobooks for June 26th, 2025 through July 23rd, 2025. So, without further ado, let's get to New York, then Long Island, and then maybe my future radio market of Philadelphia. All right, so let's start off with the largest radio market in the United States, and that is New York City. iHeartMedia's Adult Contemporary, WLTW FM 106.7 Light FM will go up from a 7.5 to an 8.4. Odyssey's All News All the Time 1010 Winds and 92.3 FM will go down from a 6.1 to a 5.8. SBS Spanish Tropica La Mega 97.9. Again, why don't they put it as La Mega? Whatever. WSKQ will go down from a 6.2 to a 5.6. However, its stream goes up. Okay, 0.9 to a 1.3. Then you have Odyssey's Classic Hit Station 101.1 WCBS FM 5.3. iHeartMedia's Classic Rock. Okay, no, it's not Classic Hits, it's Classic Rock. WAXQ FM Q104.3 up 4.8 to a 5.1. Tying for fifth place will be CHR C100. WHTC down 5.4 to a 5.1. Let's just face it, and again, I've been saying it for a while, from my personal opinion, last year was just magical when it came to the music. Sabrina was positive. You had Billy putting out music last year. You had Chappell putting out music. Kendrick Lamar was just dominating Drake last year. So people were paying attention to rap last year, and it made the pop thing. And let's face it, I guess people just want to hear some familiar music. But Light FM really needs to stop playing Benson Boone sometimes. That's all I'm going to say. Benson Boone belongs on other stations, just not WLTW, just my opinion. Alright, the Battle of the Hip Hops. Let's start off with Media Co's Hot 97 WQHG. That will be the number one hip hop station in the New York area. 2.9 to a 3.2. iHeart's Power 105.1, WWPR 2.7 to a 3.1. This is an interesting one. Rhythmatic Throwbacks, Odyssey, WXBK 94.7 The Block will go up from a 1.5 to a 2.0. Look at that. Let's take a look at Media Co's Adult R&B 107.5 WBLS 4.9 to a 4.3. NPR. Okay, that's flat. I'm like, stays flat at 4.9. So why would they mention down 4.9 to 4.9? That's a typo for WNYC 93.9. All right. Trending upward is Univision Spanish Contemporary Hit Radio X96.3 WXNY FM 2.2 to a 2.4. Now let's get into a couple stations that were missed. We'll get to WABC in a bit. So I want to know why WABC was not mentioned. Because John Catsimatidis must be fuming somewhere that his station was not mentioned in this article. So don't worry, Mr. Katz. We'll get to you in a bit. The one thing I want to take a look at, obviously, is making sure that La Exitosa is mentioned along with Classical 105.9. Oh yeah, 2.6, 2.7 for Amor, 93.1. We don't want to focus on that. Oh yeah, right, the Battle of the ACs. That was not mentioned either. Okay. How did WKTU do this month? All right, they stay flat at a 3.3 for a third straight book. WNEW also stays flat. New 102.7, 3.8. So 102.7 still the number one rated AC station in the New York in terms of format. Yeah, this is what we're looking for. So where is La Exitosa? Okay. WEPN 98.7. Bilingual AC down from a 1.6 to a 1.3. And let's take a look at WFAN. Okay, they're up 2.6 to a 3.1. All right. So I wanted to see that one. Okay. Now let's get to Conservative Talk. WABC News Radio. And Talk Radio, too, because they do both. All right, John Catsimatidis station from Red Apple Media Group. Down this month from a 4.3 to a 4.2. So again, John Catsimatidis must be like, why isn't my station mentioned? We have an election coming up. I'm sorry, that's my best impersonation of him. I get it. He must be fuming. I understand that. Look, it's not every day that, number one, I don't know. Sid Rosenberg's just a riot in the morning. That's where I'll leave it at. Okay. Let's get to Long Island. So let's see. Oh, I want to mention K-Earth. Yeah, this is some news from Los Angeles I'll mention. Because I want to quickly look at the main stations. I'm not going to get into everything. But in Los Angeles, Chris Huff has noted something interesting for KRTH FM 101.1. The 7.4 rating, from what Chris Huff noted, is a new all-time record high for the 101.1 FM frequency in Los Angeles. All right. Let me just take a look here for a second. I don't want to get into every station, but right. KOST 103.5 FM, which is the AC station for Los Angeles, 5.6 to a 6.1. I guess because one of the reasons is, and I know the programming on KOST very well, they do have a very nice lady that locally hosts her own show every night on the West Coast. I forget her name at the moment, but at least the programming director for iHeartMedia in Los Angeles has done the right thing. So at least they have somebody local from Los Angeles hosting a show in the Pacific time slot. I still don't get why Delilah can't be on the West Coast. I mean, have her on during afternoon drive and then put the other lady on. That's what I would do if I was programming director of Los Angeles. Oh, speaking of iHeart, KISFM 102.7, 4.7 to a 4.2. KOLS is down. 4.4 to a 3.6. Okay, one more thing I'll mention in Los Angeles, then we'll get back to our main programming. KNX 97.1 AM 1070, the all-new station by Odyssey, and Rhythmatic AC, The Wave, KTWV 94.7, 4.5. So, just want to mention that something historic happened in the second largest radio market in the country. Alright, I don't want to get into the major markets. Can we please just get to Long Island? Oh! KRBE, Houston. I want to see this one. Just for fun. Okay, so KDO DA, 99.1, 7.3 to a 7.2. Alright. So I don't see 104. Oh, here we go. Cumulus CHR 104.1 KRBE jumped from a 3.6 to a 4.3. That's what I was looking for. Okay. Yeah, I just like to look at that one because me and Hobbyman CXC have discussed the Houston cluster before in our own time. Alright, let's get back to my neck of the woods. 1010 wins number one on Long Island. Who cares? Can we just get to who's number one on Long Island in general in terms of the real stations? Thank you. Holding in at number one again for Long Island in terms of non-New York City stations. Connoisseur Media's hot AC Walk 97.5 rises to a 5.2 from a 4.6. Okay. Cox Classic Rock Station 102.3 WBAB FM and 95.3 WHFM will rebound from a 3.4 to a 4.2, while their sister station 106.1 Contemporary Hit Radio WBLI down from a 4.7 to a 4.2. Connoisseur's Soft AC station, one of the sister stations in the Long Island cluster, we got KJoy 98.3 down from a 4.7 to a 3.6. Good news for the folks at 103.1 The Wolf Country Music WWWF 1.7 to a 2.2. 94.3 FM The Shark falls down again from a 3.5 to a 3.2 to a 2.5 to a 2.1. Let's just take a look to see if we can find WHLI's numbers. So we know where to find Long Island here. Long Island. If WHLI is here. Here we go. Okay. Yeah, why wasn't this noted? Okay. WHLI's ratings ticked up this month. Why wasn't this noted? Okay, Oldie Station by Connoisseur Media, 104.7 FM, and AM 1100, 1.7 to a 1.9. So why was this not mentioned? I'm kind of disappointed. All right, Philadelphia, how is WMGK doing? Oh, look at that. The folks at Beasley Media should be patting themselves on the back. WMGK again up in the ratings from an 8.3 to an 8.5 for their classic rock station. Beasley Rock 93.3 WMMR will climb up from a 6.9 to a 7.2. Odyssey Sports Talk Radio 94.1 WIP 6.7 to a 6.4. iHeartMedia's Adult R&B 105.3 WDAS 5.7 to a 5.5. Odyssey's ACB 101 WBEB FM 5.5 to a 5.3. Odyssey's All News AM 1016 KYW 103.9 WPHI FM 5.3 to a 5.0. NPR went up. So WHYY 90.9 FM 3.6, 4.1, 4.5. After seeing a little bit of a decline, it looks like Adult Album Alternative 88.5 FM WXPN 3.4, 3.6, 4.3. Beasley's Country Station 92.5 WXTU 5.0 to a 4.2. Variety Hit Station Ben FM 95.7 WBEN FM 3.8 to a 4.1. The new 96.5 WTDY 2.6, 1.9, 1.7. Let's see how 102.1 did. Seriously, why isn't 102.1 mentioned? Why? They never mention 102.1 or 104.5 or 98.1. Just why they keep shortchanging? Okay. Oldies. Classic hits. Big 98.1 FM WOGL. After seeing a little bit of the ratings decline, up from a 2.9 to a 3.1 this month. Alternative WRFFFM 104.5. After seeing one of its largest shares earlier this year, the ratings have been sliding up, sliding down. They are down from a 3.4 to a 3.0 this month. And let's see, right, Q102, how did they do this month? Ooh, boy. Q102 has still been mediocre. Stop high-pitching your music, and maybe people will start listening to you again. 2.5 to a 2.3 for WIOQ-FM. I think many people have just given up and they go to 94.5 FM instead. Wah, wah. 1.0 to a 1.1, but still, I mean, it's better than nothing. At least Town Square has not messed that station up. So that will do it for the month of August. We'll be back in September to see how things look to wrap up the summer. So thank you for watching.